Welcome to Chaotic Nerdtral. On this week's episode, as we're coming up on Valentine's Day, we thought we would take a moment to talk about all of our fictional boyfriends and husbandos. We thought about including all of our favorite ladies and waifus, but that was way too much, so we'll have to do that in another episode. So for this episode, it'll just be boyfriends. But I'm your host, Sarah Willis.
I'm Shamanfra.
I'm Shayna.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jessica.
So I made all of my friends choose one boy above all others, and there was much heartache, and much discussion about who to choose. Probably because we made it across all media.
We had to exclude some.
So what I had to do, I had to exclude video games altogether. It was an issue. I couldn't do it.
There's way too many contenders.
It was too many contenders, so I stuck to like books, anime, shows.
I had to exclude TV and movies because, good God, have a problem.
We all have our things, apparently.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But no, I could pick like 5 boys in Final Fantasy XIV alone. So
Thancred,
like, does he? I like Estinian the most.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, one more time. A who?
He's a dragoon.
Oh.
But anyways, I didn't include video games, so next.
Next.
Well, who would like to take the floor first and tell us who they've crowned best boy amongst all boys?
I'm okay with going first. So yeah, this was a rough. I changed my little pod of guys so many times I couldn't even keep up with myself. So I'm gonna do my little shout outs first before I go into my main man.
Your honorable mentions?
Yeah. So the first
roll.
one. Yeah. First one's gonna be Aidan Gallagher from Nora Roberts' Jewel of the Sun book. It's the first in a trilogy of I think it's the Gallaghers of Ardmore is what the trilogy is called.
Ooh.
The first time I read them I was way too young, but because I was younger I loved them immediately. It was fantastic.
Your heart just went wild. You were like, what is this?
Thanks for the wide book collection, Mom. Second one, Farkas from Skyrim.
Aww.
I marry him every time.
Yeah. Same.
So loyal.
Same.
You
feel like, oh no, it's gonna be someone different this time. No. You can't break his heart.
The loyalty, man. He's every time he says like, yeah, they say that my brother's the brains and I'm the brawn. It's like, yeah, but I believe in you.
So he's dumb.
A little bit, but he's your heavy armor trainer. So
But he's got a heart of gold.
He's strong. We love him. But I chose ultimately, fictional boyfriend-wise, I have to go with the one, the only Fitzwilliam Darcy of Pemberley and Derbyshire.
A classic choice.
I knew it.
A pinkies out kind of
Yeah,
choice.
you are so, like, just high, like, top tier master literature enthusiast now.
I enjoy it. I mean, I used to get the the literature books, like the older ones. My mom kind of helped me grow that collection when I was younger, so I read Pride and Prejudice pretty early. It's a basic choice, but I love him. Like,
that's a hard thing to read when you're young, though.
I mean, you're from California.
Shh,
so.
it's okay.
Basic bitch from...
That is not a basic choice either. We've all got, like, pulpy, like, fantasy choices, and she went with fucking Pride and
like
Prejudice.
something. Yeah, I know. Like, jeez.
I'm like living on
Queen.
I'm apparently just doing shrooms in the forest or something when you look at my choices compared to that. Yeah,
that's fine. I don't know. Like, part of you sort of feels bad for the guy. I mean, yeah, he's arrogant AF in the beginning, but in his case, who wouldn't be? He's in his own social class, pretty much. And it's like, boom, your best friend and his sister drag you to the country, and you're like 10 floors above the entire population. And you're like, these peasants, and you got nothing going on for yourself. She's like, I'm really bored. Everything sucks. Nah. This is why he's so dour and gross in the beginning. And then it's like, he flubbed everything up at first, grade A bunkles. He had no reason to suspect he'd be rejected in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
He just could not even imagine the scenario, so he's super prideful rather than, endearing. And he's like, oh shit, I have to come correct. And then he did, like a decent human being. He just went to try and clear up all the misconceptions, which we can all appreciate, like, let me just set all the lies, right? Get you a clear impression of me. And then he fucks off and goes and moves heaven and earth to, like, set things right. I can appreciate that effort. So...
It's like the quintessential love story.
Well, and then the 2005 movie came out, and I'm sorry, Matthew McFadden's just perfect. That whole thing.
I remember watching that as a kid.
Dude, I have the soundtrack on the CD in my car still.
I hate that you say 2005 as a kid. That makes me feel so old.
So what was it exactly, though, about it? If it's, like, one thing about Darcy, like, what does it for you? I'm trying to pin it. Because I get that there's, like, realism.
You know, like...
But, like, when was it, I guess, too? Like, at what point?
Honestly, that first confession. Like, you know when you're... I don't know how to describe it. You know when you're like, you're so emo and brooding, and I just kind of want to fix your nonsense and make your day better.
Mm.
It's like that. And that's just it. Like, he's not one that I can sit here and just defend the crap out of. It's...
Yeah.
My literary crush, that's it.
I mean, I feel like we've got a lot of people we picked that we probably shouldn't defend, but...
Yeah, I nixed a bunch because of
My
that.
entire
I can't
list.
defend this.
I do not have a
That's
good
the fun
guy.
thing about a
Yeah.
fictional boyfriend is many times they would not make good real life boyfriends.
Yeah,
And that's why
absolutely.
they're fun, because they live in fantasy land.
Mhm.
They would probably not people you should date in real life.
Good thing I didn't do
I'm
the
sure-
video game boyfriends then.
I'm sure Jenny's are going to be like that. That's my prediction.
Shut up.
If any of the other episodes have given a pattern.
Well, I can go next then and make you
Oh, yeah.
very
Let's hear it.
surprised.
Already, I'm ready.
Okay,
My
well,
word.
okay, hold on. Not surprised right now, but when I tell you my main, then I'll be surprised.
All right, let's hear the roll call first.
Perfect.
Okay, so my honorable mention is Virgil from Devil May Cry.
Hot.
Yes. Yeah, so he's a half demon, half human. I don't know if you guys have played Devil May Cry. It's a video game. It's centered around his brother Dante, and Virgil's kind of like, I guess you could say sometimes a villain, sometimes not. But he's very complicated and brooding, and I always kind of liked that growing up. So pretty much his backstory is, he was this demon human kid that his mom ended up dying in a fire because demons went and got her, and he thought, like, everyone just left him, and that was, like, his reason to just get rid of his human side and become full demon. And then eventually you find, like, once you get to Devil May Cry 5, you realize that he actually has inner feelings and a personality, and he changes. And so I like that he had that growth, but also he's just so badass with his swords, and that just always got me as a kid. And then the other honorable mentions are Thrall and Vol'jin from WoW, because I have a tusk problem. I'm a tusky, and
I was
don't
gonna say you're a
fucking judge me. Yes. I don't know what my problem is, but when I see them, I'm just like, you're big,
Their
you're muscular.
voices are both
Bite
very
me
good
with
too.
those tusks.
Yeah. Anyway, so my pick for boyfriend is Magnus Burnsides from
Oh, true.
Yes.
An actual wholesome
yes,
Aw.
he is wholesome, I know. He's from the Adventure Zone Balance, which is a podcast by the McElroys. It kind of started out as a D&D podcast and took on a life of its own. So him as a character, his class is a fighter. He's kind of like this burly guy. And what's cool about Adventure Zone is they don't really necessarily tell you exactly what he looks like. There is no, like, canon. So you can kind of make up what he looks like in your head. So I could kind of, like, for me, I always kind of saw him as kind of like tanner skin, kind of like a darker ginger hair. But instead of just like the mutton chops, he had a beard, because I have beard problems. He had a beard, but that was really cool. So I can kind of make him into like what I thought he would be. But the reason why I picked him is because I swear to God, Travis McElroy, who created this character, I swear to God, he like found my husband and was like, oh, I'm going to create a character that's your husband, because
Pretty much.
holy fuck.
Oh.
The more the podcast went on, I'm like, this is fucking Brian. So, he's, like, his personality is goofy and kind of fun-loving, but he knows when to get serious, and he can kind of flip it, especially when it's someone he loves that he needs to protect, because that's, like, his biggest his most important thing is he wants to protect others and protect those that are weaker than him, or that can't like protect themselves, and that just, I really like that. I like someone who, you know, can be fun, but can also knows how to be serious, but you know, you always want that guy to protect you. I've always been kind of into that guy I always called him the brawny man, who's going to like chop down a tree, come home and cook you some pancakes, and you cuddle in flannel.
Clean up the mess.
Yeah, like that's who he is. I love that. I've loved that since I was a child. And
which explains a lot about him.
A+.
And the more it goes on, you just find out like how immensely in love he was with his wife Julia, who passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
I know that story
I can
was
still
so
remember.
Sad. Yeah. And then you find out that he's like a woodworker, and for his wedding he built a gazebo for them to get married under. And my husband is does a lot of wood crafts and things like that. He loves doing that.
This
and,
is so wholesome. Because
yes.
it's just like,
I'm gonna cry.
Well, and also he's a huge animal lover and a dog lover, and you know me, I'm a big dog lover.
You're just bringing me back to the ending of Balance, and you're
Well,
gonna
I know.
So I'm like,
so what sealed the deal? I mean, it was already sealed, but yeah, the ending of Balance. Before he opens up this, it's a place where he like trains people to protect others, but then they also do dog training, which just is like. It's so much like Brian, because he wants to open up like a home for like veterans that have no place to go, and I want to open up a doggy hospice, and we thought like we could combine it, you know, and that way they could, you know, kind of get that love from one another and support one another.
That's
and
such a good idea.
I know. So
Get
like when Travis like brought this up, I was like, oh my god, like I swear to God, this is my fucking husband. But then when he dies at the end from old age, so of course it's beautiful. He imagines Kravitz, he's like the Grim Reaper, brings him to his wife, and he's just explaining this like beautiful, a cabin with these two dogs, and his wife's there, and I was bawling. So,
like ugly crying.
yes, I was ugly crying. So yes, I am so into Magnus Burnsides because he's my husband, and actually my husband has cosplayed him multiple times, and
You made it. You totally dispelled my theory that you're a serial killer now. How dare you?
I know, that was too emotional.
I mean, I have not gotten into the other people that I like. We could talk about my love for Legato Blue Summers from Trigun,
which is questionable.
yes. So, Jessica, are you crying? I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay,
I'll survive.
go, Sarah.
I'm glad this isn't a video podcast, though, because I've been like...
For my honorable mentions, I had to go with some of my early anime crushes, which were Sesshomaru and Vegeta.
There we go.
Oh, Sesshomaru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vegeta.
But the
Vegeta was up
question-
there.
The question now is about Sesshomaru and like whether or not he's like a creeper all over the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, so spoilers for people who are watching Yasha Hime, they confirmed that Sesshomaru did have children with Rin. That is like a whole nother topic you could get into.
Well, because he's
there's
thousands...
He's thousands of years
thousands-
old.
yeah,
That's the whole
so-
reason why, like, it's Twilight inappropriate, because Edward Cullen's super old
Yeah,
compared to Bella.
true.
It's like, anytime you have a...
He didn't raise
a
her,
non-
though.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, that's more of it for me. I don't care about the 1,000-year age difference, which is weird, but that's I can find that acceptable.
I've seen both sides of it on the internet, and I'm not really sure which side I land on,
You know,
honestly.
I feel like I wanted him to like love her, but it's like then I think about it and it is weird. So I'm like, I don't know.
It is weird. I think the thing I've seen in defense of Sesshomaru and Rin is that he traveled with her for a time and grew protective of her, but then instead of keeping her, which would have been super fucking weird, he's like, you're gonna go live in a village and you're gonna grow up and you're gonna be normal. And he pieced out for like most of her life.
To me, that's not creepy then. You know what I mean?
Because he wasn't like grooming her the whole time.
No, he in fact was like, you need to live a normal human life.
Like, I can't be your whole life. Like, you need to figure this shit out. Okay, I
did see another joke though, people saying like, it's not weird that Sesshomaru likes Rin. It's weird that Rin likes Sesshomaru because he's a dog.
I like Sesshomaru.
Don't logic yourself about
I
Yasha.
would
Just
ban
stop.
Koga or whatever,
I
'cause
mean,
I'm a
for
fucking
God's
weirdo.
sakes, like, no. I mean, how many demons do we have for God's sakes, I liked Piccolo from,
You
Yeah,
guys
you
are,
would.
you
You would
guys
be
are,
the
you guys are
Piccolo.
fucking weird.
Piccolo has a really good voice. I loved Vegeta though. Piccolo was cool. I liked Vegeta the best though. Vegeta had a really good redemption arc though.
That's
Yeah.
it. The redemption arc was everything.
Redemption arcs
Yeah.
do it. That's
Yeah.
like Zuko, almost. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Zuko.
that's another one.
you know,
Yeah.
he was like a contender.
Yes.
But my primo pick for fictional boyfriend is Kaz Brecker from the Grishaverse, Six of Crows, and Crooked Kingdom.
I'm gonna do the
I-
eyebrow lift in the background. You can't see it, but it's happening.
I love Kaz because he is, once again, not a boyfriend that would probably be a good boyfriend. In
He'd be a
real life.
horrible boyfriend.
He's a broken soul, but he has a super tragic backstory. Rose from the ashes to become he's not a good guy. He's a gray area character. He's like an anti-hero, but as you learn more about him through the two books, you realize like he has so much hatred and anger in him, but I guess when he does then show affection, it just feels so much more earned.
It's like genuine because it's like
Yes.
he doesn't want it at all.
No, when he's so guarded and so removed from normal human interaction that like as he grows close to Inej, who is another terrible backstory, broken soul.
That was like super. I mean, okay, I did cry at Kaz's backstory. I did. That one was like the most like in my mind like traumatic like moments.
If we're going full spoiler class, basically, him and his older brother were orphans in this Amsterdam-esque fantasy city, and they get tricked, they get taken advantage of, they get all their money taken away, and his brother gets sick and dies, and
It's kind of
he
like
ends up-
smallpox, but not.
Yeah, he ends up on a barge of dead bodies, like with his dead brother, and he's just like suffocating under this pile of dead bodies, and he ends up like surviving by like he like rides his brother's bloated corpse to safety.
That is traumatic as hell.
So now he can't touch
forget like how it
human
feels.
skin.
Yeah.
So like he always has these black leather gloves on because if he touches human skin, he like has a full blown panic attack, and he's like the hardest badass like ever. But like that's his one weak spot is he can't touch human skin, which makes him falling in love with Inej that much more heartbreaking because he can't touch her because he struggles, and that's like it's one of those love stories that's bittersweet because it's not a full blown they fell in love and lived happily ever after. Like the win you get at the very end of the duology is he's able to like take his glove off and hold her hand, and it's just I have a
well, and she
I was
pretty
gonna
much said like that's not enough. You know, like that's not enough. You know.
No, they basically end it as in like they're working towards something.
Yeah.
And but there's one line that he says where he like finally kind of like shows his soul to Inej, and that's I would have come for you, and if I couldn't walk, I'd crawl to you. And no matter how broken we were, we'd fight our way out together, knives drawn, pistols blazing, because that's what we do. We never stop fighting. And I'm like, oh, Kaz, you're just
He's the best. But
I cannot wait to see.
on the
What
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't wait to
so
see
they're
him riding a bloated corpse.
Jenny!
I mean, he does look very attractive.
He's hot as shit.
Yeah, he's dark, you know, kind of your.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
He is. I can't remember how he ends up becoming. He's got a lame leg, and I can't remember.
He
how
got shot in it, but I think it was like during like a mission gone. I can't remember the specifics, but it wasn't like super huge.
He walks with a limp. He's
Yeah.
got a bad leg,
And a
so he
cane,
has this
yeah.
crow cane, but he still fucking can kick anyone's ass. Oh man, he's just such a good character.
But like Inej's story was like her backstory was equally as horrible
Yeah, she was kidnapped and sold into a brothel
as
when
like
she
a
was
child. Yeah.
teenager. Yeah, like a young teenager. So, no, they're just like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I cannot recommend enough because it's a story about people who've gotten the worst dealt to them in life and how they band together, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. Let
And
me
it's
tell
like-
you, like you never know what's gonna happen in those books.
No, it's a switching viewpoint fantasy heist set in like a really complete and awesome universe. And the Netflix adaptation is coming out in April, and I bet it's gonna be fucking awesome. So that's me.
Should I go since Kaz is one of mine?
Yeah.
Well, so since we just like immensely discussed him, he was one of my runner-ups. That's probably the most recent, but you know, whatevs. Then, like, I posted all the pictures. The second one, that's Rowan. Okay. Rowan's from Throne of Glass. I don't think he comes in until, like, the 4th book, so of course I think a lot of people are planning to maybe read that, so I won't, like, super spoil it. But I do like that series. They have, like, a lot of really good fleshed out characters. They're super great. Rowan's super complicated. Also, of course, hundreds of years old. Elf dude. Has complicated past, dead, pregnant wife. And, like, elf children are rare, blah, blah, blah. Very dramatic backstory. But he's, like, a badass. Also, he has tattoos on his face and, like, half his body. Super awesome. Super cool. White hair. I'm a fan of. Who isn't? But, yeah, that's a good series. You guys should probably read it. Like I've been telling you. I know you have all the time in the world. Get on it. Do it.
I think I'm like 100 pages into the first book.
Like the prequel?
Yeah.
So the prequel is, like, weird because it sets up characters that you see later. So, like, every little section of that one is, like, mini stories or whatever. Like, you've probably read a couple. And it sets up, like, a character that she meets or whatever. And it does set up the first book. But then, like, the first book, I guess it's not a surprise how it starts, but it's not a big deal. I would recommend reading that one first. You just power through it.
All right.
It's just, yeah, it's, like, a huge setup. But I ended up going with Reese, which we all know
Reese
why.
is also
Reese is, like, great. So that's that's a top picture. First of all, hot as hell.
Should probably say what he's from and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, you don't need to know.
Okay.
It's her intellectual property.
Oh, okay.
Mine, I created.
So this is a psychic podcast. You
I
guys have to
created-
psychically
yeah.
know what we're talking about.
I'm sure you could type in Reese fan art and get some good shit.
It would
okay?
just be
That's
chocolate
true.
and peanut butter. Nobody knows
No,
how to spell it.
like-
R-Y?
I mean, it's a name.
R-H-Y-S.
That's a name. I mean, I've seen people named R-H-Y-S before. Reese.
I have not.
I
Me
have.
neither.
It's a legit
I didn't know
name.
how to pronounce it for, like, too long.
It's okay. I pronounce Farah wrong on purpose because I can't stand the name Farah because of Teen Mom. So, anyways, this is from A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Now you
Say it.
know.
Oh, so just so you know, I typed in Reese, and this guy Matthew Reese came
Did you
up,
type
so-
in fan art after it, though?
Sorry, no.
You have to put Reese fan art. Now
So
show
Reese
me
from
what you
the
get.
Borderlands comes up, and that was a contender for my son's name too, which is
See,
funny.
Oh, that's funny.
If I had a boy, I think I would have went with Rowan.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that the guy with the robot arm? 'Cause that's who's
Yep.
coming up. Yeah.
He's so much
Yeah.
fun. I love him.
Okay, sorry,
But
Sam.
not
Yeah,
that
sorry.
one, you guys. I mean, it's my fault for not telling you, so I'm clarifying. I picked all book
This is
people because
recent.
yeah, he's great.
The Lord of the Night Court.
He's the best around. He doesn't show up until like the latter third of the first book. I mean, he does. He has his first. He shows up on Callan.
Yeah.
Made Callan. You know what I mean?
I can picture it in my brain. I
the
don't remember what it's
Sex
called.
Fire Festival.
Sex Fire Festival.
Where they're like, come on, spring, let's grow stuff. We're gonna have sex in the woods. He shows up there.
We're fairies.
Because we're fairies. So you could put, like, pointy ears on, like, any brooding man, and you're, like, already halfway there for me. So that's the theme of my list.
That's true, because there's Camden, too.
Yeah.
Cruel Prince. Hollaback.
I know. I almost
Stick
put
him
him
in
on there, too. But I was like,
Recent is a little bit
he's a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he is, like, a little kind of, like, younger for me. But I still love him. Anyways, Lord of the Night Court shows up at the Sex Fire Festival. And, like, already, like, instantly I loved him. I don't know about anybody else, but I was like, this guy's badass. Like, this girl's gonna get raped by these ugly, like, little nasty things, pretty much. Because she's stupid. Can we agree in the first book?
Farah
Farah is a freaking idiot.
Yep.
Like, she's
Yeah,
so
she does
dumb.
a lot of dumb stuff.
But she actually grows really well.
She does.
really like her, like, in the second book, when she's like...
I mean, to her credit, when I was 17, if I had been lost
Oh, yeah.
in the world of the fairies, I'd probably do some pretty stupid shit.
yeah. It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah, she sucks in the first book, but also Tamlin is a super creep.
Uh-huh. Tam.
She does such a good job in, like, subverting your expectations in book 1 to book 2, because I feel like you read book 1 of Court.
You expect her to hang out with Tamlin, and
you believe Tamlin is the Prince Charming, and, like, I felt like I liked Reese a lot more, and I thought, well, that's just me being a weirdo.
Yeah, because he came into, like, her jail cell and licked her tears off her face, and you're like, that's normal.
Ew.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna paint your naked body and just let you get super wasted and grind on my lap all night. Yeah, I'm a good guy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm for this, actually.
Yep.
But it turns out, in the end, she, like, flips it on her head, right? So she's with this other guy. But he, like, had this whole convoluted plan to, like, trick her into it pretty much for his own sake. And he's, like, a crazy douchebag. So then she leaves him for this other guy that we're all like, oh, he's hot because he licked shit off your face in your jail cell.
I'm just so like if someone licked something off my face, I would punch them in the face and never want to fucking see them again.
I will say that scene did not do it for me.
She was infected, okay? She can't move. She's about to die.
Infected, don't lick me!
But he did it sexually, okay?
Appropriate
But
reaction.
no, and, you know, I like him because first of all, he's hot. Second of all, he's, like, snarky as shit. Like, he teaches her to read by being like, I'm the sexiest motherfucker that you've ever seen. Now rewrite this sentence. You know? And it's cute.
He does do that.
And, okay, so the thing is like, in this story, it's, like, high fantasy shit, so there are, like, mates, right? But, like, he doesn't tell her, even though, like, she's fucking this other guy, gonna marry this other guy the whole time. Like, whatever, he just, like, waits, because he doesn't want to, like, ruin her life, because he's, like, High Lord of the Night Court, and everybody fucking hates his guts. So he's just a great guy.
Sounds like
he is. No, he believes me.
He is.
You know
Read the books. You'll find out.
You'll find out.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated. It's much too complicated to explain in like 5 minutes.
For sure.
Yeah.
But he's at #1 picture, so go look at those violet eyes and tell me would not bang.
I don't know, because so Reese fan art. Now I've got this old 70-year-old police officer.
Oh
no, sorry, he's a bailiff. He's got glasses.
Judy, how are you spelling it?
RHYS?
Yeah. Yes.
Search engine did you use? I didn't get that.
Google.
Old man bailiff porn us.
I think
his disabilities are failing eyesight.
You know, I think this has to do with your search history more
what?
than it does.
I search up elderly men.
Do the Lord of the Night Court part at the end of it, because I got some pretty hot art when I searched. So.
I see it.
High Lord.
He's got like big bat wings.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
I like wings.
Don't touch them.
Okay.
Don't touch them. They're very sensitive.
Don't touch them.
Oh, is that like how he gets off?
That part was a little weird as well.
I was into it.
So their sex scene, like that one
smut.
sex scene, got a little out of control for me, but I'm still a fan of it.
Sarah J. Maas does get a little out of pocket with her sex
You haven't read Crescent City yet, though.
No, and I don't think I will.
No, it's
I don't think I could handle it.
No. Nothing ever gets as bad as the Farrah Reese thing, which is wild. I know you don't expect it. Pretty much what makes this book adult is, like, the girl fucks whoever she wants in, like, a sentence, and they swear a lot.
Oh.
And it also is kind of more depressing than her other books, like, overall.
All right.
That's what adults need, is more sex.
Yeah.
This is why I read children's books.
An increased scale of depression at your age, because you know everything's pointless.
You can
so
handle
just
it now.
fucking take it.
You're all grown up.
But Crescent City, everybody needs to read it.
All right. So I didn't have any non-problematic men on my list. I don't know what I don't know what that says about me. But like my honorable mentions are Seto Kaiba. I slept with an action figure of him for like middle school, the entirety of it.
Aww.
I can see that. Seto Kaiba did have an allure.
I mean, and pointy shoulders.
That's like, I guess, like my type. The kind of like egotistical asshole. I don't know. Otherwise, Thranduil, also a just beautiful racist asshole.
Yeah.
He rides a moose.
Nice. Yeah, Oh, I love him. But I felt like this is just... Even, like, when I was a kid, like, you know who would have got my top spot? Fucking Scar from The Lion King. I had
what?
the hots for Scar so bad.
Jessica, furry confirmed.
Furry confirmed.
Furry confirmed.
Like,
you heard it here first.
Scar.
I don't know. Is that a furry? I feel
I
like
think
if you like
so.
Robin Hood, that would make you a furry. I don't know what liking Scar makes you.
A furry. But the worst kind because it's a Disney
I thought you
furry.
said you didn't have any problematic boyfriends. I feel like...
No, I don't not have any.
Oh,
They were
not. Oh, okay.
all... And...
They're all bad.
Did you see the new theory that Scar is a cannibal?
Yes.
Yeah, that was disturbing.
Because they're like, what did they do with the body? And then the skull is in his cave later.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
I
fucking
did see that.
ate
pretty
Mufasa.
messed up.
Yeah. Wow, Jessica,
That
just got
sounds like
more
Disney.
problematic.
I know, I'm the worst.
Gotta love
So-
some countryside.
For my number one, I picked the least problematic of my list, Jumin Han from Mystic Messenger.
Yes!
We
Remember
love
them
Juman.
messaging us in the middle of the night? It wouldn't shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep.
I didn't care.
was so
I didn't
obsessed with
sleep.
Mystic
I spent
Messenger.
a ton of money
Okay.
on that
Yes.
So I did not get into this. You have to explain
app.
it to me.
Okay,
I don't know
Mystic
what it is.
Messenger is a dating game app, but like the characters actually, it sends like push notifications to your phone, like they're really texting you. And that's how you interact with the characters. The story is really good.
It
It's
is.
and all of the guys are hot except for the guy that plays lol.
Yeah.
I don't remember. He's like the Shota
Yusung,
sort
I
of.
think.
Yusung, yeah.
Yeah.
Jumin though is rich and handsome and tall and dark, and like everybody thinks he's gay because he never has been with a woman.
That's number one on my list. If they think you're gay, I'm in.
But like, I don't know, his character is so ridiculous because he doesn't have any like practical life experience other than working, and he's got
Is this
a
the one
cat.
in the suit? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
I can't
this is the one in
remember.
the
Okay.
suit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's got
And
a
who
cat.
gets somewhat assaulty?
Only that's one of the bad endings. Okay, so we'll get there.
So in one of the bad
Yeah.
endings, he assaults you.
In one of the bad endings,
Only mine.
he
It's out of
literally,
love, though.
he literally like ties you down and locks you in his apartment so that you cannot leave him.
Do you like it?
I mean,
Yes.
you're not. There's another
I mean,
one
this
of
is the main question, right? Like, if you
Oh.
like it, then it's okay.
yeah. There's that bad ending. There's another bad ending where he also tries to lock you in, but then you jump out the window and kill yourself instead. Spoilers.
What the- That's not sexy.
Yeah.
That is no longer attractive. So maybe if you stay there and don't jump out the window, it's okay because you like it and you stay.
Yeah,
If you
but
jump
In
out
the
the
weird
window.
defense, he's trying to like protect you
Yeah,
against
because
some
there-
nonsense.
yeah.
Yeah.
there's like somebody stalking you, and he's just concerned that if you leave his like highly security protected like giant building that
This
you're
sounds
going
like
to
an
get
anime
killed.
I've seen.
Definitely a problematic game. but
Oh yeah,
Well, like we said, disclaimer: we do not
Yes.
vouch for
No.
like these are problematic characters.
But-
We're not
Everyone.
excusing any of their actions.
Jumin has a cat that he loves very much,
yes.
and he is like obsessed with her. Like one of my favorite quotes is, "I must refrain from using the fine litter for Elizabeth III's pink jelly beans." Just, I don't know. He's just so in love with his cat, and he made
This
a
is
wine
vote
for
no
cats.
For me.
I'm sorry, he made a wine.
He made a wine for
cats?
cats.
Is he doing weird things also with the
she's
cat?
so
No.
she's so creepy, but I get it. Like, I get your attraction because I was always attracted to Hannibal. So like, yes.
Well, there was
I would say Jenny would fuck Hannibal, so her opinion isn't valid.
serial killer turn. I was waiting for
That's what
it.
I was gonna say
You didn't
though.
let me down.
No, but like I get it because they're like there's something there, but you don't realize it's
Yeah,
murder.
he's
there.
He's mysterious.
Is there Jenny?
Your opinion is now invalid because you just said you wanted to fuck Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, but the newest Hannibal,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's hot.
he's
Oh,
hot.
Mads Mikkelsen.
He's
Mads. I mean, come on.
That's
He's hot.
He could eat my toe. That's fine.
whoa.
Do you want him to eat your toenails, though? Are we, like, taking it up a notch?
That's too much.
That's too much? Okay.
Toe are done.
You've done this.
Anyway, sorry, Jessica.
But he's Hannibal, so he would want to actually eat your toe.
Uh-huh.
That's not right.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not healthy.
Jumin's great, though.
Yeah.
I mean, a cannibal.
If you play the game correctly and get the good end, he, like... Because the deal is he's rich and his dad is super rich, but his dad's a womanizer. Mm-hmm. So, like, he's always got this, like, gold digger women that he's marrying every other week, and that's why Jumin has never had a relationship, because he's seen all of his dad's awful relationships, and his dad wanted him to marry, like, this random, like, model, and he was like, no, and you go to this big party at the end of the game, and in the good ending, Jumin is like, I'm in love with main character.
Damn it!
And then you get married and live
God.
happily ever after, and he doesn't lock you up or anything. It's
great.
You almost had me heartwarmed until...
He doesn't lock you up. I'm gonna say at least Farrah became High Lady of the fucking Night Court. Okay.
Fuck yeah,
true.
she did.
Yep.
Also, though, the next book is about her bitch sister, so that comes out, like, next month.
Is it called
Oh,
Bitch Sister?
bitch.
No, but
sister.
it's Nesta, and she was a bitch, but when I reread it, I tried to like her, and I kind of understood.
All right. Any other honorable mentions that we want to add up before our outro?
Yeah. Any other problematic hot bad guy?
Squall, I'm sorry. I did away with video game characters. I apologize to you.
That was the hard part, cutting him out, because Koga from Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to cut out Star Trek characters, which would also open up a whole nother can of worms. But Elam Garrick, I am so hot for him.
You know who
Just his story development.
Recently, I've kind of, like, been getting attached to is Vision.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I wasn't really that into him in the movies, but after watching WandaVision, like, he's, like, really charming.
Mm-hmm.
And really sweet. And not my normal type, but he's kind of growing on me.
Vacuum
Which
cleaner
probably
isn't
is
my
setting,
normal.
like, I won't do spoilers for WandaVision, but, like, I think anybody who knows what it's about means... I just can't... I have a feeling it's going to break my heart one way or the other. I'm not sure how yet, but it's going to.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, I haven't watched WandaVision yet, but yeah. I mean, it seems like it's something that's going to turn, like, super, like, dark.
There's no way it's got a happy ending. I just, I don't know. I don't know yet.
The actor is pretty perfect for that role, though. That helps with the whole...
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
I know Marvel is just a whole other bag of worms as far as, like,
Oh, no, if we
boyfriends,
started going into Marvel.
because that would be like
Tony
so.
Stark. Oh.
Yeah, I like M'Baku.
What do you mean? What?
I like
And Tony Stark?
Oh
M'Baku.
my god! And then Thor.
Yeah.
And then the Winter Soldier.
Honestly, like, it was Captain America for me. Like,
That is America's ass.
He's not my type, yeah.
nothing
He's
to do with that leaked dick pic.
America. I don't know. Like he's too just your typical. I mean, he's very attractive, but yeah, I don't know. He's not like he's
edgy
muscular.
enough? He's
Yes.
not.
Yeah, he didn't secretly kill anybody, Jenny.
That's
Oh my
it. He's
fucking
too
God.
nice.
I usually don't like blondes or something. Like, I like the white hair, because that also implies, like, bad boy, but I don't really like light features most of the time.
Get you a Bucky Barnes.
It's a lot of guy liner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should have put Kylo Ren. Ugh, what was I thinking?
Oh, Kylo Ren is an honorable
Ew.
mention for
Ew.
sure.
Ew, ew,
Jenny, Jennifer.
Ew, ew,
You're wrong.
ew,
You're wrong.
Ew, ew, ew.
Yeah, you're wrong. Okay. All right. I'm ending the episode before we devolve into this fighting.
Yeah. Anyways, waifu episode coming soon.
Yes, well, we have a whole nother episode dedicated to all the lovely ladies
Yes.
because, if we had just made this about just general people that we like, we would have been here all
Forever.
day. So,
Here's my book.
yeah, upcoming.
That's what my
So-
dissertation is on, actually.
Thanks for sticking around. Our intro was provided by the Majestic Noodle. You can find their band on Instagram at Arcade Mode MKE or on Facebook as Arcade Mode Band. You can find us on Insta, Twitter, Facebook as Chaotic Nerdtral. Follow us for updates on upcoming episodes, and let us know if there's anything specific you want us to talk about, or just drop by on some social media and say hi. Let us know what you think of the podcast.
Come say hi.
Tell us if there's anything we could be doing better. Tell if there's anything that you'd like us to do, and we'll keep doing it.
Yes, please.
Otherwise,
unless it's
we'll
singing.
see you in a couple
I
weeks.
don't want to sing.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.